Hey everyone, John Davidson here with Reclaiming Christendom. I just wanted to share a few thoughts about recent events here in the United States. This week we had another left-wing terrorist attack innocent people. Gunmen down in Dallas, Texas, opened fire on an ICE facility. He was a radical who was targeting ICE agents. I think he inadvertently killed a couple of illegal immigrant detainees who were in an unmarked ICE van. The bullets that were recovered from his position by law enforcement had anti-ICE written on them. This was similar to Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, who inscribed left-wing political and ideological messages on his bullets, similar to Luigi Mangione, who killed the United Healthcare CEO, inscribed his left-wing slogans on his bullets. It's becoming a pattern. Why is that? I think we can gain some insight into why that is by looking at the ideology of the left, specifically the idea that force, violent force and coercion is an acceptable response to speech or to ideas that you dislike or disagree with. Now, to understand why the left might do this, we have to sort of delve into their mindset and their thinking. We hear over and over, and we have heard for years from the left that speech is violent, that hate speech is violence. And this notion that speech or ideas could be a form of violence is totally a left-wing idea. The right doesn't talk about that. It's a post-Christian left-wing idea, and it has become mainstream on the left to talk about hate speech and violence in the same breath. The problem with that is that if you convince yourself that speech is violence, you will resort to violence to silence speech that you disagree with. And this is really important to understand, and I'll leave it here, that when you're in a post-Christian environment, a post-Christian society, and a post-Christian ideology, it's no longer the case that you have people who agree with the very Christian idea of freedom of speech, that everybody has the right to speak freely without fear of violent reprisals and violent repression. The left doesn't subscribe to free speech because they reject the whole corpus of Western civilization that arises out of the Christian worldview and the Christian moral code. And so something like tolerance for free speech or other people who disagree with you isn't part of the left's vocabulary. And I think we're going to see more and more of this kind of violence, violence that is aimed at shutting down speech. The resorting to force is something that's a hallmark of the left. And as the left grows emboldened and grows more aggressive, they're going to resort to violence to silence speech more and more often. So something to think about as we watch these news stories unfold and watch these events unfold over the last couple of weeks. And we hope and pray that there's no more of it. Again, this is John Davidson for Reclaiming Christendom. Thanks for tuning in.